Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Dice Dropping's Chicago by Night Chronicle. Everyone say hello.
Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, be
All
proper.
right. Interesting things happened with our coterie, and there are no announcements that I know of to my knowledge. So I say let's jump right into it and tell our stories about monsters, shall we? Okay.
Nice.
Okay. So, kindred do not dream. They fall into a state of unconsciousness. There's no reprieve from reality with visions of flight or any other conjurations of the self-consciousness. There's just nothing until suddenly there is awareness, an instant account of everything all around you. The flesh that was harmed is mended, and any harm to one's mental fortitude is somewhat reprieved. My kindred, if you would please all roll a rouse check as you all begin your night. Okay, a success for Elias. A failure for Seraphima.
Girl gotta be hungry.
I'm on a diet.
A success for Clyde.
Clyde is also on a diet.
A success for Donovan, and a success for Wraith. Wonderfully done.
If you don't mind, I would also like to make another rouse check because there is never not an instance where Donovan is not blushed of life because
Understood.
multiple reasons. So
To
blush of
force-
life.
yeah. Another success.
Very
Very much used to tempting the beast. for
if
the
I'm working the
purposes
floor, then so am I. Fuck, I could be
You
real
very-
hungry. Which means I'm
Yeah.
immediately eating.
But such is the wonderful benefit of your all's very successful haven. Food is ready and willing.
Okay.
But with a successful rouse check, the two of you don back your human appearance. You are alive once again. So for housekeeping, anyone who suffered superficial health damage, it is healed entirely overnight. Your vampiric flesh able to knit and mend itself together. And any damage to your superficial damage to your willpower is healed by either your composure or your resolve, whichever one is highest, by those amount of dots.
Back
All
up.
right. So, with all of you awake and beginning your nightly routines, the events of the previous night play over. The troublemakers the prince had requested you deal with seem to have all been taken care of, and you know what the night entails for you tonight. So what would you all like to do to prepare?
Yeah, definitely have Alexandra get the limo ready. I know we are provided like a car, like a van or something. We're still gonna use that, and I know that's gonna be like delivered to the airport, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
Right. Cool. So, however, my plan I pitched to the coterie is that we bring the car, we bring the what's it called, the limo, right? Because it's armored, and all that good stuff. But we still have people like drive the van as well, just in case that people's intel says that these people are coming in a van. Then they know what then maybe one's attacked. Who knows?
Doesn't hurt to have multiple multiple getaways.
Have a lot of contingency plans. That's what we're going after here.
Indeed.
I I would probably want to. Either before we crashed the previous morning or rousing today,
Mhm.
would probably have talked to Clyde to make sure that my ghoul's face was not on any of the security footage over at Genghis's place. So
Mm.
then could not be traced back to me and keep everything
Hmm.
on lovely Moira.
Mhm.
I don't think he got out of the car, but can I do
No,
a
but it's
can I
like
check
there was
anything with that?
potentially like security cameras and who knows what they
Right,
catch and
no, yeah.
things.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I will say, Clyde, you'll have to get access to the security footage at the penthouse because it's not like it's on a open
It's a closed circuit.
network. It's not an
Okay.
open network for you to be able to get in remotely.
Mhm.
Well,
Do, however, something I want to do I have access to Genghis' computer
you
because a bug I
do.
placed there last
You
time.
do. Mhm.
So something I would like to do is, because part of our plan hinders on him going to mess with a very nice art show, which I'm sure is going to go off without a
Mhm.
hitch, and they're very proud of.
Yeah.
Sure it's gonna go
If he's been up to
swimmingly.
something on his desktop that I should know about, any
Okay.
like red flags besides
Yeah,
the
I definitely
porn, whatever.
I will definitely think it'll be an intelligence technology roll.
Got it. Mm,
Or any other combination you would like to combine. Technology will definitely be the second half of it.
it's just
Nice.
the two.
2 successes. All right.
Still.
You do have willpower at your disposal.
I
If you
do.
wish to roll up to 3 non-hunger dice.
Sure. Nothing crazy is gonna happen tonight anyway. We'll be fine.
Mhm.
Fine.
Of course.
Mhm.
If we say it, we manifest it, right?
I believe it.
Extra two.
Wow. So 4 successes total. Very nice. Yeah. You find it takes a second because Genghis has access to a app on his phone that's also linked to his computer. You're able to go through the hoops that is very much akin to Snapchat, but instead it's for messages about protests and meetups. It's a new app that's been developed, but it's definitely gotten really popular with especially the younger crowd using it to organize like surprise stand-ins and things like that, but that can't be traced through their own personal like devices.
Hmm.
But you find that Genghis is for sure setting up with a couple of other outside Chicago anarchs, some Gary people, to kind of do a pop in at Annabelle's. And it seems that he is having a mix of people dressed like they're supposed to be there, so they have formal attire, and then there are some that can go that dress alternative, so that
Mm.
there will be some people who will be, of course, stopped at the door, but others who will just be let in. But it seems like the breadcrumbs that you have left are being taken up.
Seraphima,
Nice.
what have you done?
Who knows what havoc will be? The night is
Right.
young, so who knows
I'm
what
sure we'll
havoc.
hear about it later.
I
It's
informed Seraphina
Moira.
that the
It's
plan.
Moira. What has Moira
Moira.
done?
I'm sure
Moira.
this won't end up in like
Sure,
human
Moira's
news
gonna
or
be happy
anything.
about this. Yep.
Humans dying? Who cares?
That's
No, I'm
great.
saying it's gonna be human news is what it's gonna end
Oh,
up in.
human! Oh, the human news.
Mhm.
Oh well, if Annabelle is that
kind
sloppy,
media.
perhaps.
Yeah, who knows?
Mhm.
I would like to have a brief pep talk with my people,
Mhm.
Oh,
and
God.
just basically tell them as that. All right, this is a very this is a very important meeting. I need all of you to not be here for a while.
Do you want us to
So,
move the van or the bus, sir?
yeah, I think that that feels right.
Okay.
I can tell you where I can tell you exactly where it feels right to be tonight and for the next few nights. I can tell you where the energies are going to be strongest.
You wait your guidance and your wisdom, O mighty Pythos.
It's like 6 blocks away.
Yeah.
No, never doubt the Pythos.
Never done the Pythos.
Yeah, it's like 6 blocks away, and
Mm.
I will tell them is that I want you to stay here and meditate on the nature of absence and how it can actually improve the quality of our life.
So wise.
I love you so much.
It's coming from a
Yeah.
man with designer
As
robes and
yeah,
blinged out
as
Crocs.
your followers pack up the tour bus and begin setting out, you see Judith like basically packing up everything, going off through the checklist, and getting everything ready to go.
Judith, how's it going? How are you doing?
Yeah,
Just
she turns.
kind of just drape my arm around her.
Yeah, you all see a young woman, easily could part into her early 20s. Gorgeous, kind of medium brown skin, large hair, styled like a little bit back out of her face. And she's just like, I'm good. How are you?
Fine. Today's better, just better.
Mm-hmm.
Some days.
Mm.
Listen, I need a favor.
Ooh.
I just need I know. I mean you already manage them, but I just need to make sure that they don't come anywhere near the club for the next few nights. It's really
Okay.
important.
Yeah, of course.
Thank
That's what
you.
I'm here for,
Thank you. You are perfection incarnate.
obviously.
I tilt her head down so I can kiss her forehead. She's like,
Just like, okay. You can.
I'll buy you some new shoes. I'll buy
Thank
you
you.
some of those Gucci sandals you wanted.
Ooh, yes. Can you make sure they're the flip flop ones and not like the strappy Jesus ones?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, are you saying that you don't want to wear strappy Jesus sandals when your boss is a prophet?
Okay, you can do that with them, but you can't do that with me. Okay? I handle your money.
What little of it is yours.
Okay. Yep. She kisses your cheek and then starts loading up the bus with everyone and starts moving the van. All right. Any other preparations the coterie wishes to do? Because as it is summer in Chicago, the nights are much shorter. Yes, Wraith.
You're muted.
You're muted.
Seeing as that I am at hunger of 3,
Ooh, I see.
I
Yeah.
believe I would like to
Nom?
get a yes in a lax term of saying it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good
A bit
idea
of a-
for
a bit-
everybody, yeah?
A bit of a nippy.
Well, three is a bit more than peckish. Anyone who sees
Yes.
Wraith, the shadows might be clinging a bit more obviously. His shadow stretched a little too taut behind him. But yes, you, as rest your coterie members, have access to a wealth of blood with many different types of humors. You have your pick.
Void.
Unfortunately, I do not think the
We-
coterie has access to.
In order to get the void, we have to ship it in fresh. We don't have
we're fresh
any.
out of void.
But
Sorry,
but
man.
here's the thing. Here's actually the thing. This is the thing. Part of the prep I wanted to make before. I was willing to spend another resource dot to try and get some void in because Donovan has a sneaking suspicion that these new mystery vampires are Lasombra.
Okay.
And if we're going to be entertaining Lasombra and have like a cool blood club, gotta have some void.
Then I'm gonna say that's going to be a
Yeah,
charisma and finance roll.
you got it.
because
She
you're
says to
talking.
the man wealthier than God.
Listen,
He has a specialty in finance, I think.
listen. If you like, I feel like if you're going to pay people to come to your club,
It's accurate.
Yeah.
you gotta
Absolutely.
go. You gotta go with the skills that you are born with. Now, if
It's
Donovan
true.
said he wanted to go kidnap people, it'd be a whole different set of
We
skills.
we do streetwise and all this stuff.
We would
No,
send- we would
This is
send- we would send
business.
Wraith.
no, these are professionals.
If we wanted to kidnap people, we'd send Wraith.
It's true. That's very true. Wraith and Clyde will just.
Yep.
Clyde picks him out. Wraith grabs him. That's how we go.
Yep.
All right. So here we go.
Yeah.
And
So because they're not a part of your herd, they will be a temporary hire, probably for I would
Yes.
say for the next few nights.
exactly, yeah, and they will be paid handsomely.
Mhm.
4 successes.
4 successes.
Really like the idea
Yeah.
that you can hire a psychopath.
Have you never heard of an assassin?
Serial killer for hire. That's just what an assassin is.
I mean, from I think Donovan's connections of finding private security, you have traveled the globe. I think you can come across some individuals who are flying into Chicago, and I mean, staying at a very lush club is much better than any Airbnb than most people could get. So yeah, who would be interesting on Donovan's docket in spending this? I will say that your role, because you would have with your this role will go in turn with recovering your finance dot that you had to spend for Flyboy.
Yeah.
So those are recovered, by the way, because those would have been temporary,
Nice.
and your business is very good.
Hey.
So yeah. So who would have been of interest to Donovan to hire for this
for
kind of
this kind of thing.
Yeah, I would say with 4 successes, I would say you'd be able to hire at least I would say maybe 3 individuals.
Hell yeah. Yeah, well, first, of course, we have Daisy. Daisy is a literal veteran blood doll who who is essentially lost. They are just empty as a person. All they have left is profit and thrill, and this line of work offers both in heavy hands. Daisy is unique because Daisy literally has like a dying fetish. Like the thought of dying is hot to her. So it's just like, so when Donovan met her, he was just like, wow, all right.
Save that business card for later.
Exactly. Hand that details to Seraphima.
Ma'am, have you ever heard of my club?
Exactly.
Would you like to have a chat?
Yes. Another is this guy Wilkins. Wilkins is a former like Blackwater mercenary, and just is like a man who got basically 86 from the Marines for violent retaliation. But there is no fire in him. It is pure, cold, calculated, and he very much enjoys being paid to like murder people, essentially, for like for a cause, which he finds adorable. And I met him through a protection detail when I was going through Paris for he was a part of like a counter-terrorist unit there, and I was like, this guy 100%. And then a third person, I'm just making people up,
I love it.
yeah, a third person, then I think so yeah, it's Daisy, Wilkins, and then there's Sindine. Sindine is a non-binary, complete and utter like sociopath. They are a a contact of mine in Seattle got them off murder charges, and they seem to have a sort of like predilection to self-harm, essentially, in a sort of power way, you know,
Mm.
like
Mhm.
are they a murderer? We don't have to, it's hearsay.
Allegedly.
Legally speaking, they're not.
Mhm.
Yeah, who's asking? Are you a cop?
Donovan pays for this.
Mind your
Yeah,
business.
like, well, why ask? You fucking cop? Right? Is this guy a cop? No, exactly.
Legally, you have to tell me.
That is not
Um,
true.
You actually
And-
don't.
Don't fall for
Viewers
that.
don't
Yeah.
believe that.
Yeah.
Do that.
But
Alright.
I think I will use like obviously the offer of a unique time plus like leverage of my contact to like help got them off. Essentially, they were like a crime lawyer in Seattle, and just kind of get them over here lickety split.
Understood. All right.
Crime
So,
lawyer in Seattle, huh?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
So,
Good
Sindine,
crime lawyers there. Yeah.
yeah, Sindine, Wilkins, and Daisy are.
well, in a world of monsters, there's nothing money can't buy.
And of course,
Even-
I'm going to be
yeah.
equipping them with black opals. Is the
Wow.
I think is
Tasteful.
Beautiful.
Sexy.
or
Keeping
black
the-
pearls. What do you think? No, Seraphima. What do you think? What is the what is we rarely ever had void in the club. What
Very
is
true,
the
very
what is
rare.
the diamond? It was your system, so
Oh yeah,
you
it
think?
kind of was. It has to be a pretty social system.
Black opals are real cool.
Yeah, I would probably go with black opals because then you've
Mhm.
got like the fire that plays inside of them, and it just
Mm-hmm.
it's denotes the
Mhm.
crazy.
Listen, Donovan has the money to make all of your aesthetic dreams come
Yeah.
true.
because
Uh,
because and it's real funny
It's
because
my
it's like you
power.
see all of them like generally like going around with like jewels and
Yeah.
everything. Seraphima does not like
Ooh.
at this point. She doesn't
The-
super go
yeah.
around with a lot of jewelry on the
Mhm.
floor.
Understood.
Um
But those in the know that they can what's on the menu.
yeah.
Understood. So, Wraith, you have your choice between currently in the employ of the Aries Club, these three individuals. So, you are welcome to imbibe in who you choose.
I think the one that stood out to me actually would be Wilkins.
Wilkins, understood. All right.
Daisy was a close runner-up,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
but
Rose
I think
being
I might
Rose.
save her for a different night.
Okay. You are not
Rose,
at
Rose,
Hunger
Rose,
4, so you
Rose.
won't have I will say you do not have to, and especially in the controlled environment of the Aries Club, you will not have to roll a willpower to resist draining this individual. But how much do you drink from Wilkins? 7.
I don't want to kill the man.
Mm-hmm.
I also, I mean,
You want to take 2 dots?
take two.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
gonna
that
take
hurting
two.
them.
2 dots is what you can push without. He might be a little woozy, but there's plenty of
Yeah,
food
like-
and
I immediately put him like on an like we
Yeah.
hook him up in an IV in the back, and it's just like this man who I've given a very expensive suit to, with his like a boutonniere of a black opal, is now just sitting in the back with all the mirrors and all the costumes, with just an IV hooked up to him and eating some stuff.
Yeah.
Probably compared with some other girls in like really skimpy outfits, just going like up nodding.
Yep.
Uh,
Yeah, so you can feed off 2 hunger healthfully with the resources that you have. And I rolled a 7 on a d10, which means that you have a. Alright, it's only fleeting temperament. You think there's no disgracias in his blood, but the emptiness that is imbibed in this blood, the absence of feeling. You almost just barely see flashes of the faces of this man has killed. And whatever worries or trepidations that go through your mind are silenced as you imbibe in this void blood. And you feel the shadows sort of shift and move beneath you, not out of your control, but always constantly a companion. All right, mark hunger down. Is there anyone else who would like to imbibe before they head off?
I am.
Seraphima, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm knocking off a die or a dot.
A dot, yes.
A dot.
And I believe you all have the base 4 humors with the size of your herd.
Yes.
We do.
right.
We've got the humors covered.
Mm.
Obviously, we don't have the animal humor.
Oh, God,
No.
Why would
If
we be so pedestrian?
Yeah, exactly. Like, you want an animal humor? There's a rat in the back.
no.
There's a
Alright,
pet
so-
store down the street. Please go there.
So what will you be imbibing in tonight,
Clyde has
Seraphima?
some.
Hey, Clyde was in the back when he said that. Hey.
No, Clyde just gets like the tingle at the back of the neck. Someone's talking about me.
It's a rat thing. Okay.
I don't know.
I'm good on food. I think I'm not hungry.
I'm almost tempted by
Well,
sanguine.
It's the most delicious. It is the blood of the happy, the flirty, and the
Yeah,
fun.
I think we're gonna go with that. I think we're gonna do
Okay,
sanguine
let
tonight.
me for those watching in, I roll a d10 to take a chance on the temperament because of the high quality of the herd that this haven has cultivated. I like to see if there might be some fun things in the blood that could influence our kindred. So we'll see what this roll is. A 2. So a 2 is well balanced. The one who you imbibe and one of the many who work for you, who don't question, they're paid too well to question whenever anyone who's in charge of them asks them to a shadowed corner. And I mean, honestly, it's the best way to start your shift when one of the bosses comes and like brings you into one of their offices. It feels amazing. The
Yeah.
kiss is addictive, and
I am
best
careful. I
happening.
don't let one of my things affect.
Understood. No, even though you could.
I could.
And perhaps that's what makes the blood sweeter, knowing that on a whim you can make this person fall in love with you.
I gotta find my favorite flavor, man.
Of course. All right. With all of you sated, satisfied, the night is yours with the timetable that you have.
Yeah, we let's get out there, right? Because
Alright.
we don't have a ton of time for, if I remember, for their arrival.
No, it's
Probably
I
have- yeah.
probably have about
We have
I
enough to
believe-
get there comfortably with a little
Mhm.
bit of wait time, but not
Yep,
too
yep.
much.
Yeah, that's wait
Understood.
time is fine. I'd rather be
Mhm.
early
Of
than
course.
late.
So, you all get into the armored limo and head over to O'Hare Airport. All right. As you all arrive, Clyde, were you gonna? Yeah, so you raise your hand. Were you gonna?
Oh no, I'm good. Sorry.
Understood.
All right.
All right. So, the airport is full of travelers at the arrivals. It is a sea of people that walk past, either staring at their phones, taking pictures. It is the height of summer in Chicago. People talking and somewhat not paying attention. Seraphima and Donovan, of course, always catch eyes whenever they go. And I will ask, for those of you going in, are any of you going to activate Blush of Life? Because you are going into a populated place.
Clyde, I'm
Yep.
assuming you are either going invisible or staying with the car.
I would like to go invisible. Yeah.
No problem.
Yep. We got to be in and out, so don't
Mhm.
wander.
All right, Elias.
Eli,
Couldn't
for
tell if
once,
I
is not
was.
wearing a robe. Is
Mm.
wearing the one suit that Donovan
Oh.
bought him.
Mhm.
Aw.
That he owned the only suit, the only non-eccentric article of clothing that he has ever shown interest in.
It's a $12,000 suit.
I mean, you're not wrong. It's from an Alexander McQueen collection, so you know.
What's your
It's
footwear?
this. No, it's still the Bejeweled Crocs. I'm sorry, but like,
that doesn't change.
That doesn't
No,
change.
but it's this beautiful, sleek pinstripe black suit that has all of these very dark, like satin embossed images of moths on it.
Oh,
That's
all right.
beautiful.
Okay. If anyone else would like to describe their attire, I love it because 90% of being a vampire is your look. So.
It's the aesthetic. Mhm.
It's true. It's
So
true.
if anyone else wants to describe their look, I'm more than happy. If not, we can go on.
Yeah, I'm invisible.
Good work, Clyde. Top notch.
You
Clyde could be
secured your
naked for all we
rouse.
know.
Understood.
Yeah. Donovan has transitioned to a black suit, but he has a like a royal blue undershirt, like undershirt, with probably like my guess is probably like maybe like a yeah exactly.
Fuck you! I was gonna wear blue too.
Well, listen, we
You
match
guys
then.
You
Then we
guys
match.
a
Perfect.
lot. Then it's
We do.
fine.
We're meeting delegates. Of course, we have to look good.
Our closets.
Yes, no. There was definitely a scene earlier where we walked out of our respective walk-in closets, which are essentially
You
the
will
size
probably see this in game at
entire
some point,
suites.
but
and we just walked up
wardrobe
and we're
consulting
like,
happens.
"Good, yes, excellent." He has no tie on. Yeah, classic pin. He does have his cane with him tonight. You see this absolutely beautiful, obviously like antique cane with like an ivory embossed of a ram's head, essentially. Very, very detailed, very elegant, obviously very old and expensive. And he's got that with him tonight.
Excellent.
Instead of the usual black on black, Wraith is sporting a silver coat
Fancy.
with a slightly lighter gray vest underneath and a black tie.
I like.
There
And
you go.
yes, the coat is not quite a duster, but it is a long coat. So it goes to his knees.
Ooh, understood.
Dun dun dun.
And no hat tonight.
No, that's right.
Seraphima is probably wearing a knee-length dress. It is of the deep blue variety. It's got kind of like slightly capped sleeves, but it's almost like the fabric has been manipulated kind of like origami, so it looks like almost like the nod to like kind of a sports jacket with like a slight collar kind of a thing with it like kind of fading into the dress proper. And then she is wearing very lovely Louis Vuitton. And everything. It's like she is there, she is complete, the hair is up in probably something kind of artistic, kind of French twistish kind of a thing.
Yes. Chicago is no stranger to those of your wealth. People tend to keep to themselves, their faces buried in their screens or whatever else keeps the attention span of short-lived kind. As you all walk through, some of you very obviously seen and others of you not at all seen. I definitely think Wraith and Clyde are on the spectrum, but anyone who wants to make me a wits and awareness roll as you all are making your way toward your destination. Does everyone remember where they're supposed to go?
Yeah, we're supposed to go to a hold on. It's like a fucking a grocer's or something?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I got that. Yeah, hold on. I got it. It's a something grocers. Herrick's?
Yep, that's the one.
Hey.
Ooh, bravo. Gotta keep
Notes.
everybody on their toes.
So a wits and awareness?
Yep,
Yeah.
wits and awareness.
It's like
And you may apply any supernatural disciplines to your role should you so desire. right.
Um,
Of course, willpower is at everyone's disposal. I will try to remember to remind everyone that way if they're not satisfied with their role,
Okay.
they may always
Uh,
reroll before I give the result.
It is probably a good idea for me to have Sense the Unseen on.
If you so desire.
I think that's probably a good idea.
Mhm.
Just in case. Alright.
Mhm.
And I will do a
Sense-
willpower reroll
All right.
of 2 dice.
Oh, it's
I
free. I,
don't
just turn
see-
it on.
Yeah, I don't see your previous role,
I mean,
Oh.
Wraith.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at the wrong one then.
So Clyde, I
Uh,
see 2
I
successes.
did not hit the submit.
Mm-hmm. So 3 successes.
All right,
So I believe you can reroll 1 dice. Wraith.
I will do so, and with Sense the Unseen on.
Mm-hmm.
With awareness.
Dude, did that roll properly, Jesse? Isn't
I
there-
don't have anything in awareness.
Oh,
I see.
It's
Mm.
investigation that I'm on.
That's
Understood.
the one. Got it.
hold on. I'm just double checking what heightened senses is going to give me.
That would allow you to roll, I believe, your
Auspex dice
your
with
Auspex.
the
You add your Auspex dice to your pool.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's like only just 1, but you know what?
Listen,
It's an extra die.
In this game, an extra dice can mean the world.
It's
Mm.
an
Or
extra die.
successes for Eli.
Yeah, so
Very
we'll throw on a heightened senses, wits
Mhm.
awareness.
What sense are you activating? This is very important in this very crowded, busy airport.
I think it's a case of like sight kind of
Okay.
a thing.
Understood.
If
All right.
I
So-
fucking try to do hearing, it's gonna blow out my
Mhm.
goddamn
It will,
ears.
100%. So all right, so Wraith, if you're going to do, all right, so
I
you've marked
did.
your willpower.
It did not work.
Understood.
I got a 4.
I see. I'll wait for Seraphima's roll, and I'll give the result.
I'm just double checking that I've got all of the right die things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Auspex,
problem.
I just have 1.
Crit, 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 crit.
I'm not going to.
See into
NB.
the void.
Nope, no crit. But
Still 5 successes.
5 successes. All right, so I will say for Wraith and Clyde, you definitely see a larger amount of security guards here. Like, there's so much extra security. You're not sure if it's because of it's summer and people are traveling, but it's such a large amount that there are some security guards that are just standing there, kind of just absently talking on walkie-talkies or earpieces. But Seraphima and Elias, I will start with Elias first because as you peer past the veil, nothing catches your eye supernaturally.
Oh, good.
As there's no kind of blood sorcery glyphs or I will say you do see a couple of ghosts.
Hey,
in the
cool.
airport, but they're not. It's
Hanging
not.
out.
It's not extensive. It seems to
Mhm.
be that they don't seem to be manifesting themselves to bother the patrons that are moving to and fro. They seem to actually be following along with the flow of kind traffic, as
How
if
many
they're.
people died in the Chicago airport?
I mean, it's rough if
Uh.
you use Sense the Unseen in Chicago. A lot of people died in the city, but
Mhm.
they don't seem to be manifesting in a sort of place that would cause haunt or give you concern at the
They're
moment.
just chilling.
Yeah, but you don't see anything that would come to your unseen awareness, like blood sorcery glyphs, which you have knowledge of, given that you do have blood sorcery knowledge.
Ew.
But you do see, along with Seraphima, as your eyes narrow in. It's very interesting when you tune yourself into your supernatural heightened senses. You become very aware with how slow kind move. It's as if they're not paying attention to anything, and there's some part of your mind that knows if you wanted to, whether it be through violence or through just your natural presence, any one of these people would be happy to be in your orbit. Your eyes track movement so quickly that you and Eli both notice that these numerous amounts of extra security, you see the outline of hidden weaponry of a very high caliber. Not enough to where it's like semi-automatic firepower, but it's definitely high-powered pistols, things that were not given to them when you first arrived at the airport. And some of these weaponry are hidden on their person. And you definitely see, and Seraphima, you and Eli both see that these individuals are like agitated and actively looking for something.
People on edge today.
And their physicality is definitely, some of them look like a typical TSA security guard, but some of them definitely look more like some of the private security that you guys have at the Aries Club. Like, possibly they might have a retired military background. They might be individuals who very much care about, self-health and bodybuilding, but physically they seem very capable. And that's what you and Eli's eyes notice in this crowd. If you'd like to notify your coterie, otherwise you all will proceed to the grocery store unhindered at the moment.
Would Donovan have left his ghoul with the car?
I think for this situation, Donovan, I think, would probably prefer to have Alexandra with him, just for like a multitude of reasons.
Okay. So I think I probably would have then had Severin stay with the car.
Okay.
Understood.
And I think she would probably alert Alexandra just in case. Regarding its like heightened security and weapons.
Yeah, you see her head doesn't move, but her eyes seem to clock everyone around it, and she's just like, and she nods, and there's like a hidden smile that you see on the side of her face that lets you know she understands, but she's not giving like verbal confirmation.
She's not giving tells. Got it.
Yeah. Alexandra and Severin are full professional. You know their tells at this point.
Yeah. So
People
I
are
probably
feeling,
inform Alexandra then.
Yeah, and Alexandra will then like come to your side and tell you what Seraphima has informed you.
Tell me.
Tell you, Donovan. I'm sorry.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, Donovan's just like nod, but beyond that is like, well, that sounds rough, but it's like not my department.
Yeah.
But it's just like nod and just glad to be informed. But yeah.
Rolling
All
out
right.
the welcome wagon for us today, huh?
I do hope that's what this is.
Okay. Excellent. You all who are visible to the human eye head over to the grocers. Clyde, are you like staying back? Are you like just with the coterie, just invisibly, or like how are you situating yourself? Because I will say you were close enough to hear Seraphima tell Alexandra and through Donovan that you are now clocking the security all around you.
I think I would like to stay back.
Okay.
Yeah.
So stay up further out the concourse so you have like an eye on like the comings and goings. Understood. Okay. So as you
Once
all
again,
arrive,
the only person who can see Clyde.
Yeah. With your sense the unseen, you do see Clyde, and it's very interesting. I don't know for your mindset, Eli, that people seem to naturally just walk around Clyde, whether it's subconsciously or the fact that it is, I don't know, some aversion to just not wanting to be in the way that people seem to naturally have as they walk into crowds, not wanting to hit anyone, but they just don't perceive Clyde at all.
It's magnets.
Mhm. Mm.
Of course.
You,
Go
yeah,
ahead.
you all arrive at the grocer's, and you do not have to wait long, as coming from one of the gates, you see a uh, young woman who has a East Asian heritage within her facial features. She is on the shorter side with short brown hair that comes about to her very broad shoulders. She has a muscular frame in her petite form. She is very confident and gorgeous as she walks through with a very long, dark coat with a very big, chunky, kind of bright red belt. Her heels clicking on the ground as she comes through, and all eyes are drawn to her just in the confidence of her sway.
Mhm.
But then you notice that the kine around her quickly look away as her companion next to her is a male of average height who has anemic, sallowed skin. His eyes hollowed but glowing ever so slightly a vibrant blue. You see as his hand reaches up to scratch at his bald head, the skin flakes and peels as his nails dig into it. And his beard is matted and tangled in a dark black color. And everyone who comes near him, anyone who would be attracted to the young woman, is immediately like backing off of this man. There is something about him that no one wants to be near. And you smell him before he arrives closer. He smells of rot and sweet dried blood. On
Sir.
his hands are multitude of thick rings of different metals, gold, silver. One of them has even a very pristinely cut dark colored gem. And it's very hard to see his mouth through the thick, unkempt beard, but it seems to be in a permanent scowl, and his eyes are constantly shifting back and forth, almost manically. And his skin is sallow and without color. He looks sick.
It's gonna be a hell of a Saturday night.
As
Sir, please.
the two of them arrive and start kind of meandering through the grocers.
Mhm.
They don't seem to recognize who you are. They might not
Sure.
know.
I am. Yeah, I think as Donovan just kind of like nod to the group. And do they have any like people with them?
Yeah, after they arrive, you do see two individuals. You can tell they're very obviously mortal. They have the pallor and demeanor and fidgeting energy of mortals that come behind them. They are wearing like black. They're average suits. They're not like expensive or anything, but black tie, black shirt, black suits just come in behind them.
Yeah.
They're the ones holding the suitcases.
Awesome. I'm gonna tell Alexandra to talk to those men to have them inform their masters that we're over here.
All right, understood. Yeah. Alexandra towering over these full-grown men comes back to you, and let me see if I can Uh-oh. Okay, gotta zoom in here so I know what I'm telling you.
Browsing the shelves.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Just window shopping.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Just looking at stuff. It's like, what can I?
Yeah.
What can I get? What can I get my mom? What can I get my my people?
I love
Souvenir.
Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, after like
That's all he's
Yeah.
Bring my cult
Just
members
I love Chicago
mug.
yeah. Yeah. After she informs them, they go to the two individuals and she comes back and Alexandra's like so their names are Dmitri and Arkady.
And what was the second one?
Arkady.
Arcady.
Mm-hmm.
Russian.
Okie dokie.
Yeah. Then the two individuals who approach, who that you see arrived out of the terminal, approach you all.
Mhm.
And the woman extends her hand to shake.
I immediately go to shake it.
Yeah. The force in which she grips your hand is
Ooh.
surprising to you.
Mm.
The hidden strength of her,
Oh.
and she pulls you in.
Ooh.
And it's very sudden as her ear as her mouth kind of whispers into your ear. And she does say, Clan La Sombra appreciates the welcome.
Call it. All right, cool. Sorry, I just felt good about that. All right. Yeah. So Donovan pulls back and smiles. I go, well, I think you are very welcome. And please, welcome to Chicago.
Mhm.
I think I'm Donovan.
Yep.
This way.
And yeah, this close up, you see her eyes are a brilliant shade of green, like an unnatural shade.
Excellent.
And so I will say, Clyde, you being unseen, I would like you to make me a wits awareness. And I believe Wraith can make it as well
Okay.
because of your paranoia.
What? No.
Does looking at them with
No.
Sense the Unseen hurt my eyes? Does looking at Wraith hurt my eyes?
Not Wraith, but the bald male individual, it does. It's not
Oh.
a pain that you feel physically. There is something intrinsically that your beast senses within this individual that makes you wary.
This is like looking into
Somebody-
the mouth of a cave. I hate
I'm
it.
going to use a willpower.
Somebody has a low humanity.
It's real low. That's 2 1s. I'm
Yeah.
gonna also roll
You
willpower.
definitely see his shadow is curled. I will say with the Pythos, with your Sense the Unseen, his shadow expands beyond behind him and almost envelops the entire wall in an arc, like a hand reaching out toward him to swallow him in darkness. But that's unseen.
Terrifying.
So that's what you
Terrifying.
see. No one else
And
seems
beautiful.
to see it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Clyde,
Glad got
you
a
have
4
Clyde is
total.
4.
Okay, understood. So Marcus,
Like looking
you
into a
do-
deep well.
Make sure to
1.
mark a superficial will. Anytime you roll superficial will, make sure to mark it, because that is very important. Should you
I do.
be understood? So with your reroll, you only get one. You do only get one success. So I think it's more you're trying to look around, but there's something about these two that while you're trying to like secure the perimeter and make sure everything's all right for your departure, there's something that draws you to these two individuals. Almost as if there's a familiarity to their presence, but there's something about this male individual that puts all of your apprehension up. This is a monster through and through, and you need to keep to turn your eyes away from him could possibly mean harm to you and your coterie, and that's, I think, what keeps your focus on him. Clyde, you begin to notice security guards are converging on where you all are
Are
moving.
you fucking kidding me?
They are definitely, you notice that some of them are speaking aggressively into their heads, not their headsets, but their earpieces, and some of them already have hands on their exposed pistols.
Okay.
You see it in enough time to like, if you want to like warn the coterie of what is incoming.
I
But
would,
there's-
yeah.
Yeah.
I have to actually go into the store, or am I like on the outside?
I would say, because you mentioned you were further back, you would have to go into the You would have to like quickly go into the store to warn at least one member
I'll
of your
go.
coterie.
I'll go in, and whoever's closest,
Mm.
like, we need to go.
Okay.
D-
Well,
who,
you have to name someone
Yeah,
specific.
who do you
Oh,
pick?
who's closest right now? Tom was talking. I'll pick Eli's probably further back right now,
Mm.
looking at everyone else. I'll pick Eli.
Okay.
What
do you
I
think?
I will pull my eyes away from this this creature wearing a human skin,
Mhm.
and kind of just gently nudge Donovan and just like, trouble incoming. We should make scarce.
It's like, well, yeah, I think, well, we're leaving. What trouble? Why is everyone so fucking vague?
Faster, faster, men with guns.
Yeah.
If I hear any of this, I'm turning on awe as I'm like turning towards the entrance.
Yeah. As you all are, Eli, as you're trying to explain to Donovan that the security guards are incoming, Seraphima, you become a star. You are vibrant and beautiful and honestly the most stunning thing in this airport, and probably the best thing to happen to some of these humans walking through. How many dots in presence do you have?
2.
Two. Go ahead and roll me I will say a charisma and persuasion plus your dots in present.
Okay. Charisma, persuasion. Plus 2.
Mm. 5 successes. Yeah, people
Very
are kind
sexy.
of stopping and like congesting the concourse because they're just like, is that? I mean, she's obviously. I mean, is she famous or something? I don't know. People are like stopping and kind of causing like foot traffic, and slowing down, so it gives the coterie enough time to notice that security guards are kind of coming in at you, and it looks like they're trying to lock down the concourse. Specifically coming toward you all, there are 7 guards like coming toward where you are in the grocers.
Yeah,
Um,
I think like she kind of walks out to try to help like intercept like them getting real
guards?
close. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So Seraphim is doing that. What is everyone else doing as we kind of like
I mean, I don't want them to lock down the fucking concourse.
Are there any like low level like people who would know the layout of the airport really well, like the guys who work on the tarmac or something like that? Anyone like that nearby?
I will say, yeah. I mean, it's an airport. Employees literally walk around all the time. Yeah, to grab
Yeah.
one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, can I grab one of them?
Mm-hmm.
Just walk, just smart, smiling, real charming. Just, hi, hello, I'm lost. I need your help really badly. I need you to show me an alternative exit to this airport right now, and I'm going to use mesmerize.
Okay. So I believe mesmerize does require a rouse check.
Get hungry.
Mm-hmm.
You know what?
Tempt the beast.
Gonna tempt it.
Mm-hmm.
And that beast.
Hunger.
Ooh. What hunger does that put you at now?
3.
3. Ooh.
The blush of life is beginning to not help so much.
Yeah, it's just the ease. So I believe mesmerize. Let me pull up the book.
So no roll is required against an unprepared mortal victim.
This mortal is very unprepared, and I think that's what ignites the hunger in you. You have, without your supernatural abilities, the ability to mold the minds and influences of individuals comes so easy to you.
I could kill
But
you
to just very easily. Without, I mean, you could probably, if you tried, you could kill this individual without even laying your hands on them.
just in
And
front of
that
everybody and not no one
delights your beast so much. You feel the presence of them almost as if another feeling coming over your own hands and arms, coaxing you to push just a little more, to almost reach out and clutch the mind in your own hands. But
Mustn't upset Donovan. All right.
but yeah, their eyes kind of glaze over and they're just like, yeah, sure. I mean, if you're at Hendrick's Grocers, there's like a service entrance that people can go. I mean, they say employees only, but I mean, people can go in and out. The doors, as a security measure, it's also a fire escape, so it doesn't like automatically lock or anything. You can just go in and out, and there's no like alarm attached to it because I don't know. Hendrick's Grocers has always been like not hooked up to like the alarm system, so if you just open the door, a lot of people go on smoke breaks there, so that's
I love it. Perfect.
yeah,
You've been
sure,
so helpful.
of course, anything.
And I will. I probably. Seraphima is beaming at everybody.
Yeah.
So I will. Wraith is important to inform this about. So I will tell.
Yeah.
I will tell Wraith first, so he can help
Okay.
cover our exit. Just
All right. So
that
Wraith,
there's a service. There's a
Yeah,
service
Wraith-
entrance.
yeah, you now know of a service entrance. We'll cut to Seraphima as you meet the guards who are coming in. They claim to you, it's like, ma'am, we need you to stand still and don't move, and we need you and your party, as he's like pointing past you to the others. We need the awesome to not move. There's been a security breach.
A security breach.
Yes.
That's a little disconcerting. Is there a reason why we're being specifically identified?
I believe it has to do with the two individuals that came through the arrivals. Miss Miller is on her way and should be able to give further information. We were just told to hold you off because it's likely these two individuals will need to be detained.
That's very, very generous of you, but I don't think it's like proceed cloud memory, bitches. You don't see these guys. You don't remember these guys showed up.
Cloud memory will only
For
work
later?
on this individual. You do have
This
access
individual?
to that ability. It will
Yeah.
only work on the individual you are speaking to.
Lovely.
But
Then
you do have it all up.
yes.
So if you know Felicity is on her way, but if there's something you'd like to do to diffuse the situation, because these individuals have their hands on their guns, they seem to be already agitated.
Could just let Donovan just eye fuck her until she stops thinking about it. Just lets us go.
Listen, anything is
Guys.
possible.
Yeah.
It's not like she wasn't very
Possibility.
eager to spend
Yeah.
more time with him last night.
Seraphima, is there anything you'd like to do? You have all, the attention is on. Even the security
Yeah.
guards who have like a mission can't help but stop to look at you. You are gorgeous.
Would there be a better location for us to be in if that's the case, and like kind of like moving towards the side a bit so then they can focus on me trying to like maybe manipulate like where they're looking and everything like that?
Okay. I will say that will be manipulation persuasion, and you can add your points in presence.
Would it be subterfuge? Because she's kind of like fucking with them a bit.
If your goal is to deliberately turn like to because subterfuge is about misdirection and guile. So yeah, I would say subterfuge could definitely work as a
Okay, so manipulation, subterfuge. I don't think my specialty in lies will really work.
not in this situation, but keep asking.
But
And then you get to add your presence.
but I get to add my presence.
So what is that? What, like 10 dice?
You're about to see.
Listen, it could be physical and just shiny rocks go clicky clack.
Oh no!
Yes, I love to see it. Okay.
They
Ah.
don't know.
So I'm going to
Ah.
say, Seraphima, you gain a point of hunger.
Cool.
As you kind are never an issue for you. You know what you look like, and you feel your hand reach out and caress this human's jaw and their neck, and out of your mouth it just says, "Is there someplace else we can go to talk?" It's not your it's your voice, but something is alive in you, knowing that you can make these hardened men fall to your feet should you so desire. And your beast revels in it. You could be anyone. This could be the best night of their life. This could be their worst nightmare. And it is your decision what it could be. And that fills your beast with glee. As you coax the individual toward you and off to the side, the others are just like, "Sir, are we? Yeah, okay." They follow as well. Mice almost in the trap as they are in your thrall.
Go kill this man in a broom closet.
Not just yet. I will say, what hunger does that put you at now?
Only 2.
Only 2. Your beast does not require to be fed yet.
Who knows?
As this is
Maybe I can
happening,
make one of them my herd if they're real good.
if they're real good.
They're real good.
So in this concourse, Donovan, you see that Seraphima has the 7 security guards that had been like kind of coming toward you were stopped both by like the crowd of people that were stopping to like get a peek at Seraphima. They've kind of been pushed and meandering, like, "Oh right, I have somewhere to be. Oh crap, my plane's lifting off." But
I'm
the
late.
security guards are like pulled over to Seraphima because whatever conversation she is turning up is the most engaging thing they
She's
need
just
to
she's
be part
working it.
of.
No, yeah, I trust her.
And yeah, but you see Felicity Miller coming down the concourse with 3 more guards.
Oh, good.
And so she's coming your way.
But we've had like the time, and I know that there's like a different passageway and
yeah,
stuff,
so
right?
that's why I'm just letting you know now. So
Excellent.
this is like incoming information.
So
I'm not gonna ask.
I immediately just turn to Alexandra and I go, get them out the like back way. Text Severin to meet you, like at the station just outside, like side. Get them in. Wait for me.
She nods and like escorting the ghouls and like the Asian featured woman immediately follows after Alexandra, but the bald headed male is like, you see, even in this crowd of people, his fangs are fully extended.
This motherfucker.
And he like looks upset that he's asked to leave, but Alexandra like puts a very strong but not pushy hand on his back and starts hurting him. And Alexandra's a strong ghoul, so to resist her would be very obvious. So he's just like pops his jaw and follows out through the security engine.
I immediately also say to the air, Clyde, go with them, make sure nothing goes wrong.
You're muted, Aaron, if you're just affirming.
Yeah, I was like, the air nods and follows.
The air understood. All right, so
Slight
you
wind
follow
moves.
out the service exit.
Yeah, I go with.
Yeah, Clyde, you see there is a there's like a chained off like parking lot outside of the service exit, and you do see a dark tinted windowed van out waiting for you. Alexandra's already on the phone as the 2 delegates and their ghouls are kind of walking over to the van, and you follow them. They don't seem to notice you.
I by the way am going to I'm walking directly to Felicity, ignoring the crowd of group that Seraphima has sort of gained.
Yeah.
I'm just going directly to
Yeah.
Felicity.
Wraith and Eli, are you doing anything before I follow Donovan?
I am going to be near the entrance of the grocer,
Gotcha.
I go back to
just in
browsing the
case
shelf.
if I need to like throw a shelving unit in, in between.
Got it. Understood.
Eli's looking at those I Heart
Yeah.
Chicago mugs.
Yeah, I go back to look at the
Mhm.
shelves.
Understood.
Yeah.
I've done my part.
There's so many Chotskys around.
I pick up Snow Globe and I just kind of look at it for a bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What secrets do
Gotta.
you hold?
What's
No,
hold
it's
none.
god. It's god awful.
Unfortunately, you do not possess the vitae to see who else has held this snow globe.
For
what
379,
dreams-
it's shit.
Yeah.
Mm.
What dreams they held as they
Plastic
looked
crap.
across
Okay.
this world trapped within a globe, but
Yeah.
we'll move on.
Expensive piece of shit.
Yeah. So Donovan, Felicity, come and when she
And
sees,
when I'm walking up, the moment she makes eye contact with me, I
Yeah.
awe, as if that's just the natural reaction
Yeah.
upon seeing me.
Oh.
Understood. As you activate awe, Felicity kind of trips as she's walking. Just
Oh my god.
unfortunately unsuspecting humans. Like, don't be
Mhm.
humans talking to vampires, people.
Yeah, where's
Right.
that gif of Peggy touching Captain America's chest?
Yeah, 100. That is 100%
Oh.
Felicity energy.
No,
Um,
I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it.
Just like, Miss, have you told her name yet? Your name yet?
He doesn't. No, she has no idea what my name is.
Yeah, and she's like, hi, I'm,
Miss Miller,
hi, yes, that's
Felicity.
Felicity. Right.
He says much quieter.
Mhm.
He goes, Felicity. He says, "Really, can I just ask? I was under the impression that we resolved business with the airport. Money was exchanged.
Mhm.
This is a blatant violation of that agreement."
I'm so sorry. I'm very surprised that I was called down here. I was told that there were two individuals that that had breached security clearance. They
Well, those
hadn't-
were the two I spoke to Mr. Grawal about, and I
Oh.
understand that I'm guessing Mr. Grawal asked you down.
Yes.
course he
Had I
did.
known it was you, I would have.
Yeah, can we?
I
Could we perhaps call this off? And if you could get a message, inform Mr. Grawal that it is. I commend him on his bravery of violating a trust with agents of one PKJ. He'll know what it means.
Mhm.
And that I'm very disappointed in him. Can you please call off the security, the lockdown? This is very embarrassing.
If you could just give me 1 second, sorry. I just make sure that
Mm-hmm.
because I understand you don't seem like the type of person that would consort with people who would breach security.
No, this was
But it's
this is extra security for them. They are
I understand, right?
they
of
would be
course.
mobbed otherwise.
It's my job, so I just want to double check. So as she's like kind of like talking to your APs, go ahead and make me a charisma persuasion, please.
Absolutely.
Plus presence stuff?
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
yes,
100%.
yeah.
Plus that
And plus attractive.
plus
and
attractive. Yep.
Listen,
Oh, dang it. I think I've got
plus like a bit. Yeah,
Mhm.
I've got some stuff going on here.
Got stacks.
I got so that's 3, 1, 5. So that's that because that's
Mhm.
I'm trying to. And
Dang it,
then-
I have beautiful. I
Presence.
forgot to roll. Damn.
Yep,
It happened.
Listen,
It's fine.
Any
I'm
more-
remembering mine. I
Any
remember.
more successes, Seraphima, you might have eaten someone in this very public terminal. So
Real.
Oh, that's a
Ooh,
crit.
and no crit on, and it's not a critical on your hunger dice.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
For
just
10.
a-
So-
just
You
a
wish you
lot.
got a messy crit.
Yeah.
I was hoping for
Yeah.
that, honestly.
So Seraphima is sorry, not Seraphima, Felicity is on like her earpiece and is definitely advocating for your case.
Mhm.
When she comes back to you, she's just like, he's asking for if you have any like anything written about PKJ or about this PKJ
I
thing or
will.
anything?
I will take out the letter
Mm-hmm.
essentially that just essentially like has his
Mhm.
signature.
Understood.
And I'm covering most letter, but just like
Yeah,
yeah, I just show him this.
yeah, and she's like, may I?
If
Because
they yeah.
she's gonna like point. She'll actually
hold it to
point.
a camera, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. After a couple of minutes, there's like buzzing in her earpiece, and she's like, "Great. I'm so sorry about this. You and your company are free to go. There seemed to have been some miscommunication in the paperwork. I'm very sorry about this, and something like this shouldn't really happen in this airport. I would very much personally like to be on better top of this. So if you need anything, please call me.
I will. And we're still on for next Friday, right?
And of course.
Like I'm looking forward to it. Um
So with your, I will say for technical notes, with your crit, you will have an additional like +2, like dealing with anything, talking to or convincing Felicity of anything.
great, perfect.
So just mark that on your sheets,
Yep.
on your character sheets,
Marking it in the
somewhere.
notes.
As with you, the letter is returned to you, as it seems that the security guards, you all definitely notice the security don't, except for the ones that are infatuated with Seraphima, seem to be very put off by the turn of events. They seem
Mhm.
very agitated. But they can do
Uh,
nothing as you all are. Yes, sorry, go ahead.
I just would like to buy the hat that I found that says Chicago is for lovers.
Do you have any dots and resources?
Yes, I do.
Okay, then yeah, you have the money to buy this very cheap
I
shot
have
of paraphernalia.
I have yeah, I do have dots.
Easy enough. If you didn't, I would say you would just have to ask Donovan for money.
Daddy, will you
Hey.
buy me this hat?
Can I have $2, please?
Yeah, the poor checkout girl at this grocer is like super nervous, like doesn't know what's going on. There's security everywhere. There are too many hot people in her store, and she's just like,
Yeah.
"Oh god, oh god." But she checks you out, and you all are free to leave.
Yeah, I think because of Seraphima's intense focus on the
Mhm.
situation, I think when Donovan walks by her, he flips her hair just like very
Mhm.
playfully,
Mhm.
very small, lightly, just to
It's
sort of yeah. He flips the bun a bit just to be like, just to her hyper vampire senses,
Mhm.
and just be like, excellent work, and then just like gesture that we need to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the main one that I've kind of like
Mhm.
moderately enthralled kind of a thing.
Yeah.
It's like a small business card into like the front jacket pocket as like I make
Yeah.
my way out.
Yeah. He looks heartbroken that you're leaving.
Oh,
Mhm.
Devastated.
Mm.
But
Yep.
yeah. You all are able to exit out of, are you exiting out of like the service entrance?
Yeah, we're the way
Okay.
they went. I definitely walk up to Wraith and like pat him on the chest as if just being
Mhm.
like, you definitely made the right call. Just JIC. Like,
Mhm.
those motherfuckers just whip guns out.
Yeah.
Yep. And then yeah, we go.
I'm gonna
Alright.
give a little like that to the security camera. Not sure if it's gonna pick me up or not.
And it's just like
this gray blob. Ugh.
Yep. You're not sure what it is.
And then I
Uh,
will head out behind them, keeping an eye
uh,
on the ones behind me.
understood. They don't seem to move. They are definitely watching you as they go through. And
I will give them a bow before I disappear through the doors.
stylish. All right, excellent.
The
Yeah, and
flourish.
you all are back in this chain parking lot with your La Sombra delegates, of which Donovan is the only one who currently knows they are of Clan La Sombra. But Clyde, the bald-haired, since you've been waiting, the bald-haired individual, it has not stopped moving. It's as if though that since the fact that he was taken out of the situation that had that seemed to have been escalating, he seems very agitated.
Mhm.
This.
Yeah, the moment we come out, Donovan all off just
Okay.
because
Say,
doesn't want that.
yeah.
Doesn't want to.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And just goes, I've like handled miscommunication apparently.
Mm.
Like, shall we? And the moment he gestures, he hopes Alexander just like opens the limo door.
Yeah. 100%. These are quality ghouls you guys have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the door opens.
Excellent. I'm gonna like kind of gesture to kind of like lean over to Seraphima. It's like, can you have Severin drive the van?
Yeah, I can have him drive that. Do you want one of us in there so then it looks like there are extra bodies?
Yeah, Clyde. I think Clyde can do probably the best in the van.
All right.
Come out of
Yeah.
escape, right?
Yeah, if he could just use his tech to keep monitor of the situation in the van, that could be really helpful to us. Clyde, and he just will look over since you appeared. He'll look
I am
over in the
literally, like,
wrong
right-
direction first and be like, "All right, there you are."
I forgot to do the thing. Like, you guys unfortunately won't be able to see it, but these characters are in like the published Chicago by Night book. But I want to show
Oh.
to my players what they look like. So you do not know their names yet, as you have not been introduced, but I will show what they look like.
Show me this garbage man.
Wow.
Mm.
Hi.
Ugh.
That
Hi,
certainly is a
Galenka.
garbage man.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Now show me the sexy lady.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, she
Sarah
looks
Van
like a
Mhm.
Dita Von Teese pinup.
Mm-hmm.
Tara Van Morris. Very nice. Yeah.
But those are the individuals who are
Yeah.
your villain.
I definitely will ask Clyde very specifically since I like look at him. I go, if you could use your contacts and web things to maybe like quiet down if there was any chatter about what happened at the airport tonight, I would take it as a personal favor.
Work on it. Consider it done.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think Seraphine. Who's got the keys for this card? Does Donovan have them? Alexander have them? Severin already have them?
Yeah, we had them in the
In your envelope.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they,
in
they
the
were in the
envelope, so we
envelope.
have
I'm
them.
just wondering who
Yeah.
had the envelope.
Mhm.
Yeah, I would. I mean, I probably would have. Yeah, like I, toss them to Severin very easily.
Mhm.
But yeah, I gesture for everyone else to get into the limo with our guests.
Yeah, I would
Okay,
probably
so-
take a moment for Severin, and it's like just one of those like keep an eye out if anybody follows, and just lose them.
He nods silently. Yeah. So the van the limo is big enough, but are you like accommodating like their ghouls as well into the limo? Like, and Severin is basically like the decoy.
Yeah, well, I would offer for one of their ghouls to ride up front with
Alexandra.
Alexandra,
Mhm.
and if you didn't wish for him to ride with you, we the van is available also for ghouls. Like
Yeah.
I give them options.
Yeah.
I'd like to make a wits investigation to see if anybody is watching us,
Yeah, go ahead and make that
or if
roll.
there's any security.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead and make that roll for me. 3. There don't seem to be anyone who have followed you out into this parking lot,
Nice.
but you're keeping an eye out. Arcady and Dimitri seem to, once you give the approval, Dimitri's the one who sits in the back and Arcady's the one who sits like they're both nondescript. They don't seem to, they look like if thumbs were people, their
Mhm.
faces look like they have been professionally.
So is
just
one of them
have-
sitting in the back with us? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
They
Such
just
a
look like their
vocative
faces have
image.
been repeatedly beaten in So they just look like rough and tumble individuals. Nothing of script to write home about.
Yeah, but as we go in and we begin to take off.
Just to clarify, Clyde is in the van with Severin.
I am in the van, yeah.
Okay, understood. So, Clyde, if you could go ahead and give me your to kind of dissuade, I think, rumors is going to be a manipulation technology roll.
Oh, great. Yeah, fun. Yeah, I'm gonna find out like what's the rumor being spread around, see if I can minimize the damage on all of this.
Yeah.
With a gas leak in the airport.
Technology manipulation.
Yep.
Swamp gas.
Yeah. Here we go. So a little bit.
The Aurora Borealis.
Mm-hmm.
Localized entirely.
Listen, use big words. Half of the population will be able to know what's going on.
There we go.
Oh, my boy.
That is, yeah.
Hell yes.
You were able to find that you're able to like nip in the bud any potential, like it's not about just like reflowing the information, because it's a lot. Tons of people have access to technology and are able to circulate it, but you're able to direct it off of you and your group, because it's not just about quelling the rumor. It's about making sure that Prince Kevin Jackson doesn't know you all were involved with an alarm being raised at the airport.
That's wild. I know how to
because-
clean up the mess. I know how to stay hidden.
100%.
And same goes
Yeah.
for my coterie.
Yeah, you're able to definitely leak in a couple of other articles, whether in false websites that are just like
A few more
one
little
says it
nuggets.
was one was like it was a ill-timed like alarm test. One says that it was like due to some conspiracy about like the government always watching you. No planes are safe.
The government isn't, but
The
I
full
am. So.
moon with tides and all
Yeah.
that crap.
Just reopen a 9/11 truther argument on like
100%,
several forums.
yeah.
Several
Yeah.
people are just like calling you like the trolls
Never gonna get
come
old.
alive
It
and
never
then
goes
do your
out of
work
style.
for you.
Mhm.
100%.
Beautiful.
But all right, so you're just on your like laptop with Severin driving behind the limo at a respectable pace, so that anyone who's looking won't consider you guys like following each other. They're professionals. But all right, the rest of the coterie inside
Yeah.
the limo.
Like
Hey, boss.
Rafe?
Should I pay our friend at the airport a visit?
He smiles. He goes, Wraith, you're a very
Maybe
dear
after hours.
He goes, Wraith, you're a very dear friend, and I love where your head's at. Like, but I have a far more, well, cruel might be one word way of dealing with him. But don't worry, you will be a part of that plan. But not anything just yet. However, as I will turn to our two guests, mostly looking at the younger woman because she was the one who was like directly interacting with me, and the other guy is just going
basically.
I would go, as I mentioned before, I'm Donovan Shaw. It is an absolute pleasure to welcome you to Chicago. Might I get your names?
Yes, Sierra von Burantz, and this is my blood brother, Malenkolf. And the male kindred is just like leaning, he's unimpressed at the current moment.
He seems like he's old and has low humanity, so that doesn't surprise me.
We thank you as both Clan La Sombra and ourselves for you acting as guides for us.
Ray's head perks up at that.
I go, we are very happy to be your guides, and I'm sure it'll be a great relief to all of us, including my good companion, Mr. Wraith here, to see more of his clan in the city.
Sierra's eyes kind of almost reflect the passing lights that come through the limo, as he's like, you are of our clan.
Yes, I am.
She smiles, and it's dazzling. Yeah. The
Well, powerful.
Yeah. Malenkov at that leans forward, and his eyes are ice blue, almost glowing. The Skrilla of his eyes, where the whites would be, are pure black, and the irises are blue. He is not at all pretending to be human.
Sir has not gotten out of the house in a while.
Yeah. Like, I had heard that there was that a few of us had made its way to Chicago. And he kind of stares at all of you and says like, well, at least one of you is worth meeting. And and a huge glob of flimmy blood shoots out and splatters onto the floor of the limo.
Oh man. Oh man.
Yeah, Seraphima, you're just like, oh,
Like she's deliberately now like looking out the window, and like
Your
if she is
beast is-
anywhere near
Ah, the
Donovan, like you
skyline.
you probably like feel
Mhm.
like
Oh, I yeah.
fist starting to
No,
indent
this guy
into
is
the
this
cushion.
guy is your trigger. Like-
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
If not full disgust, rage.
Oh man.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I will proceed to flip my jacket inside out, and it is
Mhm.
now black again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jesus.
I love it.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I offer the cap to Seraphima.
The cap. The hat you bought.
Would you like something to cover your eyes?
I think I'll look out the window and try to find those stars again tonight.
Yeah. And then Malenkov like looks at you, Seraphima, is like, let me guess. Toreador. The clan that everyone knows exists, but well, I guess that's it, isn't it? You're too politically unintelligent to contribute anything, and well, you don't use your hands for anything. And he like looks you up and down. Practical.
This
You-
man.
I'm sorry that
Yeah.
such soft hands denied you such entertainment tonight.
No need to apologize. You're just simply a waste of vitae.
Yeah, I will immediately just like casually put a hand on Seraphima's like leg to just be like we literally need
No,
to keep
yeah.
them happy.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
Wraith has frozen.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like just like I think you sure are, I think you sure are seem familiar with many different clans. Is this your first time to Chicago, Mr. Malenkov?
I have been around the world twice over.
Mm.
Probably more times than you all have been fucking alive. And still, Chicago is the piece of shit it always has been. So yes, I've been there.
Eli just is like
Mhm.
just like snort, just like a snort laugh, just like very
Mhm.
sudden and just like
Mm.
Boss, he has a point.
Absolutely. But this city is still, in my opinion, a gem of opportunity. Besides, the lakeshore's nice.
So, Malenkov is definitely so. What other clans has His Highness? And the way he says it, if you all needed to smell, the rancidness of his breath would peel paint
Mm-hmm.
when he emphasizes Highness. Has ordained to guide us through his festering city.
Like,
I just look at Donovan and it's like
yeah. I'll I think I go,
Mhm.
well, I am of Clan Ventru.
So tell me, does the prince like his balls tickled or just goes straight to the point?
Oh, you'll find the prince almost always goes straight to the point,
Mm, classic.
and he just seems completely unfazed by this.
Mhm.
Like, uh, like, what about you, Miss Van Burris? Unless I can call you Sierra. What do you think of the potential of our city?
Yeah, and you may call me Sierra. We are friends here. And you see, like, her hand, like, grip her brother's forearm. He's not phased.
Mm-hmm.
uh, Chicago is a jewel of the Camarilla that many of the old cities fail to have been able to maintain. Your prince is quite capable.
He is. I'm very proud to have him as my prince. Uh, but uh, tonight we are looking towards your entertainment, um, and I suspect your brother needs a bit of excitement and perhaps a bit of feeding.
Yeah.
I will turn to Manclava. It goes like we I think I'm taking you you to my club my club where we cater to our elite club.
Right, of course, because hunting nowadays is
He
just a
smile
matter of
he
pointing.
smiles like really big when he says that,
Mhm.
and he goes, "Well, if you were looking for sport and some void resonance, we have that set up for you."
Yeah, I'm not picky, unlike some.
You know, you did strike me as very unpicky.
And then he like looks at you, Eli,
Uh-huh.
and
Uh-huh.
what are you?
I saw you push through a dark mirror. How's it feel on the other side of the mirror?
Oh, goodness. How does it feel to be the comic relief of the Camarilla? You fucking idiot.
Just smile.
You know, that's unfair. I should feel pity for you and your clan. Must be hard to not be taken seriously. Not that you have anything worth talking about to begin with.
Hmm.
Wraith pulls
Mm,
out a cigarette and lights it.
yep.
He cracks the window next to him.
Mm-hmm. The wind is the only thing kind of cutting through just several monsters staring at each other in the
Yeah.
back of a limo.
I,
Mhm.
I I look at the woman at
Mhm.
Sierra.
Yeah.
Mm.
Just so was your journey pleasant?
It was. Unfortunately, I did not have the pleasure of seeing the sights during our inbound travel, but you know, uh, there are many things to be seen.
Have you been to the Americas often?
I have. I was born here in the Americas, and then,
Ah,
as the benefit of a very much well lived and long life, I saw the world.
well, Chicago might be what a shithole of a city, but I do hope that you do have the chance to enjoy the splendid natural wonders surrounding it. The forest, Hiawatha National Forest, is absolutely beautiful.
Oh, you are brave indeed. I do not know many of our kind that traverse through forests these days, especially national ones, protected as they are.
Well, you know what they say that God favors fools and drunkards.
But aren't they the ones who mostly fall to God's hubris?
Works in mysterious ways.
A religious man. Interesting in these times.
Can I, since I've listened to her for a while, can I
Mhm.
detect her accent? Seeing as I'm like completely world traveled
Yeah, for sure.
and speak 7 languages.
100%. Yeah.
Jesus.
I will say that will be a. What would be appropriate? Perhaps
Academics, something academics.
wits, academics. Perhaps intelligence, academics as well.
Mm.
That would feel right. I think
What-
intelligence
Okay.
is the studier of languages.
What about etiquette?
Ooh, etiquette could also work, I believe, in this.
Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that one,
Mm-mm.
please.
Please.
Please, please.
Yes, hello. Please don't make me be
Please, please,
smart.
please.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I'll do intelligence etiquette.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, maybe pick up from mannerisms or something.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
100%.
All right. Boop.
4. It is there are hints of it. There
Mhm.
definitely seems to have a old world European kind of maybe New England influence, but it seems to have been her decorum is of someone much older than her
Yeah.
young 20s is appearance, and perhaps the way she speaks is probably because she has been influenced by kindred that are much older than her.
Mhm.
There's
Like
no
this
exact
guy.
reason. Yeah, it seems to be influence of European and New England.
Mhm. Yeah, I go. Where in Europe have you been frequenting the most?
Oh, I have I tend to spend very few times in England. I
Well, what with London the way it is nowadays,
tragedy it is.
truly.
I have spent a couple of times in Venice.
But I will like say in
Mm.
Italian, like, how did you find this the city on on the water?
And she explains in fluent Italian, and it's just like beautiful as always.
Like
Mm.
like bene.
Mhm. Definitely see there is a extreme dichotomy between these two seemingly blood siblings within the back of the limo.
Isn't that always the way?
Yeah.
Everyone just deliberately ignoring Malenkov, just
Yep.
not looking at
He's
him.
just trying to get a rise out of us. The way he reacted at the fucking play, he wants a fight.
Mhm.
Besides, like, listen, we could insult his clan pretty easily right now, but that's not why we're
Wraith's
here.
in the car.
But Wraith's in the car, and he's our buddy.
We're not gonna do
Mhm.
that. No.
Yeah. Clyde, go ahead and give me a wits awareness roll, please.
Ooh, okay.
Would you want one from Severin as well, or?
Yes, if you since you have control over I believe I gave you control over Severin.
Yes, I see the shit.
Yeah, so go ahead and roll me wits awareness for Severin as well.
Mm.
Make sure to like take away any hunger, because Severin does not have hunger. For
He
he
has
is a
none.
ghoul.
He's got none of that.
He's still a person.
Then
Mhm.
he also
Really
has
good with
heightened
you.
senses.
So if you want to give Severin, like if you want to use his eyes for anything.
Well, does he want to use his eyes while he's driving?
I think that would be good.
I
Cloud
think
would
that could be
insist
good.
on
That'd be a good
using his
idea.
eyes
You
while
know.
driving.
Things happen.
He goes by feel.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a Fast and Furious movie. It's like you just gotta feel the curve.
Yeah. Or I mean any other sense you want to act, because
Stop
access
doing that.
to
No.
any sense he wants to heighten, he would have availability to.
Yeah. Well, it'd probably be his eyes. Let's not
Yeah.
lie.
So then go ahead and use add that dot in aspect to
I
his
would like
roll.
to heighten my sense of smell.
Ha!
Mhm.
Ooh,
Oh,
beautiful.
yeah.
That's my boy.
Thank you, Severin.
I'm good.
Yeah. Severin brings to your
He totally
attention,
crits it.
Clyde,
He
that
super crits it.
Mama
he
computer
does.
twice.
Does he crit it?
3
He-
tens.
Oh god.
Yeah.
So that's actually, let's see, 4. That's 6 successes. Yeah. So Severin
Cool.
mentions to you. It's very weird. Severin doesn't talk, but he said. In fact, if he can say something if he can say an entire sentence in one word, he would. But he's just like, Clyde, And
well,
as you look up and as he like gestures in the rearview mirror, you see a unmarked car following you. And he said, "They've been following us for 10 minutes. It might be nothing, but..." He shrugs.
probably not. Thank you. Okay. I am going to. Oh. Our Donovan actually isn't here right now, so for now, I'm going to page message in code Wraith. Basically,
He's there.
Donovan's here
There
too.
he
Okay,
is.
Donovan's here
Yeah.
too. I'll do both while we're here, but I'll
That's
text
great.
Donovan first.
Wraith is not going to get anything with technology.
Well, Wraith will like if it's a pager, Wraith can like read it as it goes by. He just can't interact.
That's
with
it.
Yeah, he can't respond.
Mm-hmm.
Since Donovan's here, I'll just text him. Severin clocked someone following us for a little while now. What's up? And I'll like give him a description of the car that he sees
Yeah,
and
excellent.
going.
It's like a
I will-
nondescript, like dark colored Honda Civic or something.
Nice.
Very
I
sus.
will. I'll text back to Clyde. I go, excellently done. Send them on a little bit of a chase, then lose them, then double back.
Reach back, and I will tell Severin to turn off the road here, or not off the road, but I'll take a left or something, you know.
So, Aaron,
Yes, ma'am.
H, if you could roll me a dexterity drive check for Severin.
It's fun. This is like we're in the car together.
Mhm. And if there's Clyde, if there's anything you'd like to do to interfere with this car that's following you all.
Yeah.
I say you all, but it's the two of you.
I don't know if there's much I could do. I guess if I could help, what I'm thinking about now is like look up a route that could take us like out of the way, seemingly like in the middle of nowhere, but like
So do you
100%.
want
I will
Clyde
say-
to roll
mhm.
first then?
I will say this will give Severin a additional dice. Clyde helping him.
Okay. So one additional.
Mhm.
And obviously heightened senses with the eyesight. That won't help.
That will
Yep.
not help here. If Severin had anything in celerity, probably that would help with his reflexes.
No, he's got presence in aspects.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Oh, not bad.
Oh,
big, another
that-
crit this day.
Yeah,
Our ghouls, dang.
Yeah.
Woo.
I got the best
very-
ghoul.
very
I know we'll argue this, Tony,
smoothly,
but I got the best.
You're able
Very
to,
sexy.
Donovan and whoever else is in that info will able to see the van almost effortlessly as you're passing through like a street light. As the light turns red, Severin's like was in the intersection as the light was yellow and was able to turn very quickly, making the car have to stop at the red light and wait.
Oh, I hate that.
While Severin does a couple of turns and looping around very seamlessly, not at all, still hasn't broken traffic laws or anything of that nature. As you all see in the back of the limo, the Honda Civic try to turn and follow with a crit. Yeah, I will say that Clyde, the car hasn't caught up.
Nice.
And it seems to be that you all are safer right now, but you were able to clock the car and the color. It was like a deep blue Honda Civic.
Any plate
old
numbers I can see, or
roll me a like a retroactive wits awareness.
okay, yeah. As we're turning, see if I can look out the
Yeah.
window real quick. Yeah.
Would Severin have possibly clocked it with his crit with the seeing?
You know, with his heightened senses up, I will say you won't have to roll. You won't have to roll with heightened senses. Yeah, Severin would have been able to clock the license plate.
He just like says the license plate to
As
Clyde.
one of my boy.
Yeah.
As of my boy.
7J dash. Like,
No, I
yep.
think it's like
Clyde
it's
has
like
not looked up from his phone the entire
Beta
time
Alpha
over here.
3-2 Jackie, like what, like
Yeah,
that.
oh,
Oh, yeah,
100%. Yes.
Indian alert, I got
Yeah,
that.
it's 100%.
It's 100%
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
I love it.
Alpha Jackal. I think 7. 7.
Yeah, so we'll return back to limo. Clyde, you'll be able to make like a I will say you probably won't be able to make a technology roll in the car. You might have to talk hook up, you might have to communicate with Wraith to try and like run a license
I'd
plate.
have to be, but yeah, as long as we're in the clear right now, and I got
Yeah,
that for
you're
later. Thanks.
100% with that.
I
with
still
that
love
crit.
that Wraith with his cop contacts. Oh god, it's so good.
Listen,
Dirty cops, you know.
listen. I've seen enough crime shows to know that if you have dirty cops in your pocket, you can run license plates and a bunch of other stuff.
It's
So-
true. It's so cool because like I've never played in a vampire game where someone has like cop contacts and it's just like so useful.
Listen, if you're playing a game about monsters,
say?
get corrupt cops.
Get
Gotta get
corrupt.
all kinds of
I got
monsters.
I got the best corrupt cop. All
You
right.
did. But all right, we'll come back into the interior of the limo.
Mhm.
Whoever is holding the burner phone,
Probably me.
gotcha.
Probably
One of
Donovan.
one of them starts ringing.
I answer it immediately.
Yeah, it's Damien on the other line, and he says, did you get the delegates?
With him now.
Great. You are aware that you will be in charge of making sure of where they sleep for their day sleep, correct?
It's all taken care of, sir.
Excellent. I would suggest that perhaps, I mean, I do not know what your setup is, but I would suggest that you have guards on them. I don't.
We are of one mind.
Excellent. Then I have nothing else to say. You have a good night, rest of your night, Mr. Shaw.
See you tomorrow evening.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. We are of one mind, I feel like is the most polite way of no shit I did that.
Yeah. Listen, Damien's got a checklist. He's gonna check it off.
Yeah, that's why he's nice and
Mhm.
respectful. You know, I got a lot of
Gosh.
respect for the sheriff, but
He needs
come
that
on.
to-do list to be all checked off so then he can go to practice.
he needs to go to
Man,
band
he's-
practice.
100%.
He needs to
He's
make
got
sure
band
no one
practice.
interrupts his jam sesh, and that's the
Baby
most
Chorus
important thing.
cannot be the best band in Chicago, nay the world, if you don't have dedicated members.
Here we go.
But all right. So, are there any other I don't want to jip anyone on any possible more role play with these two delegates. Any other questions you want to ask, or if anything?
I
you
definitely
would-
feel like Elias.
I-
Someone's put me on speakerphone. I could try to talk to him. Kidding.
I got some trash to say.
I don't think
Mhm.
Seraphima can bring herself, considering Malakov is literally like her kryptonite. Like
Yeah.
for
It's it's a different
maybe
So
when we get to the
disgusting.
club, I could talk to Sierra. I
Mhm.
am stuck in a car with this man who obviously does not care about his appearance in any way, shape, or form.
Mhm.
Has spit a bloody loogie onto the.
Yeah.
I I so badly want to try and force a vision about this guy, but I feel like it is going to eat my soul.
Listen, you want
The
to
void will come
try?
for you.
I love it.
Like visibly, Eli is weighing his options.
Mhm.
It's like the truth, but
Should I wait
Mm.
until
Fist.
the sanctum of my beanbags and pillows?
yeah,
Uh-huh.
that's probably a good idea.
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just chatting up Sierra.
Mhm.
I think I'm doing the courtesy to not really fully ask why she's here and what she's
Mhm.
doing, because I feel like Sierra seems the type that she would answer, but without actually answering me at all. So I
Yeah.
don't really want to give her the thing that I'm
Mhm.
just fishing.
Yeah.
I'm literally just engaging her in a.
Mhm.
It's that thing, right? It's
Mhm.
friendly and it's lively conversation, but it is intently surface level.
Okay, so I would say that
It's
you-
nothing. I'm not prying into her.
Mhm.
We are just talking about different
Mhm.
topics and
Mhm.
engaging them in our opinions about them.
Go
Like
ahead and
whether
give
we're
me
having-
charisma etiquette then.
Absolutely.
Like different places in Europe and travels and things.
Yes, exactly.
How do you feel about
Light
sports
convo.
ball?
Sports
How does that feel about the sports ball?
Mm-hmm.
Do
does
you
my-
understand cricket?
Please
Um,
tell me somebody understands.
Does my attractive come into play?
It
here?
does.
Fantastic.
Let me tell you about Homestuck.
No.
Bitcoin.
Okay.
All right.
Successful.
Three successful.
Yeah. I will say with that roll, you will definitely your
Actually,
assumption was
hold on. Actually, you know what? I think I'm gonna spend a point of willpower
okay.
to re-roll 3 of those dice, just for
Okay.
funsies, just
Ah.
just to really make a like good
Really
connection.
cement. Yeah.
Because I want La Sombra presence in this city because that can be a huge benefit to our organization. So I want to make like a good impression and connection to this
Yeah.
Yeah, because this is all
obvious La
still the first
Sombra
impression.
representative. Yeah, this
Mhm.
exactly the most important.
Mm. Go ahead and roll
So
that willpower then.
so that's a crit.
So that's 4,
Oh.
and without it being messy. So that's 4,
That's
5, 6,
7. 7.
Okay, I'm bad at math.
All of
Yeah,
us are. It's our bane.
I will say, with your such a high rolling of etiquette, your assumption was very much correct. Sierra seems to have a very deft ability to not only be a part of a conversation but control it. And you see that her charm is magnetic. Like, she is a very delightful conversationalist. And you also see that she is very intelligent. Like, more so than she's letting on in this very surface level conversation.
Yeah.
And you definitely see that there are common areas where you two, like, you start talking about like some of the businesses that you start off, and immediately she gets into that conversation. This woman is very business savvy.
Yes. Okay.
And
With since it's like 7 in a crit,
Mhm.
can I convey that I obviously understand
Hmm.
what she's about and like that
Yeah, I
she
think-
will not divulge anything and that I'm
Yeah.
literally engaging her to try and it's a pure respect thing.
Yeah, I will say, since a crit and not a messy crit, I will say going forward, all difficulties with Sienna will be significantly lowered, like
Hell yeah.
conversation wise.
Hell yes.
With
Networking.
her. Listen, guys, always ask. Rewards can be given. What else do you pick up with her? Yeah, you find that she's a very intelligent conversationalist. Yeah,
I like
think
that business mind. Yeah.
Yeah, very business minded. You will, I think, also see that her demeanor is equal parts the magnetic personality that you have, and definitely a will of iron. There's not much that phases this one.
All right.
And perhaps that's why this is her traveling companion.
Right? Yeah.
Mhm.
Her big brother.
Mhm. But yeah, I will say that's what you pick up with your this etiquette conversation. Much gaining about this woman's personality, and a very pleasant conversation.
Nice.
Excellent.
Okay. So, from what
I've
the
just
convers-
been staring at the brother Malenkov.
Yeah.
Like, not like I'm
Mm.
trying to like glare him down, but with a look
Mhm.
of respect.
Yeah. At first he doesn't seem to care. Once like everyone doesn't seem to be like falling into his goading, he definitely like slumps back in the
He's
chair.
just like, this is dumb. I don't even like this trip anyway.
Petulant child.
Yeah. Definite but you're watching him, the shadow of which the darkened corner of the limousine that he's in naturally just seems harder to look at. The only bits of light that you see are his eyes that haven't stopped glowing. It's not like vibrant neon blue, just a subtle reminder that he's not human. And
Besides the Black Solera.
yeah, there are many things that tell that this man, you cannot confuse this man with being human. The very obvious monster that he is. And yeah, I think that when you you watching him, there's a moment where his eyes like snap toward you, and you feel a pressure, as if kind of like the air in the limo, you don't need to breathe, but you feel it's present, gets like taut, as he seems to be pulling your shadows away from you. Is there anything you'd like to do to counteract that?
I would like to try and keep my shadows. Thank you very much.
Okay. Please roll me. I think it's going to be like a wits oblivion roll.
Ooh. I have 3 in Oblivion.
hmm
So I'm just gonna do this one. It's probably not gonna come up as the correct.
I will
title,
also remind everyone you may also spend a willpower. Sorry, not a willpower. You may also rouse the blood to give yourself two dots
Yes,
Mhm.
in an attribute if you are
rousing.
willing to tempt the beast. All right, mark
Hunger.
that you have raised a hunger, but you may give yourself 2 dice in your wits category.
So happy you fed earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Could have been
I was
very.
smart about that.
Mm-hmm.
You may still need to speak with Daisy later.
All right.
And I will use a willpower.
All right. You're chipping into your willpower here, Wraith.
Yeah. And that would be complete 3, right?
Yep, you may have. Yep, there. Okay, that's 4, 5 successes.
Uh-huh.
You feel. It's as if his presence is willing the shadows from your control and he's pulling them toward him. But without even moving, you secure your hold on your oblivion, the tendrils that you control. And there's a moment where it feels like it's pulled so thin, like something is going to snap. And the only notion for everyone else that you know is going on is that Malenkov leans forward, his arms on his elbows, kind of his eyesight boring into Wraith.
Does sense the unseen like show anything?
Let me double check
Are there
for.
shadows grappling like a pair of like crabs?
You know what? I will say, specifically, you will need to make a wits awareness plus your. I will say you'll be able to roll with your. Sorry, wits aspects roll, please.
Sure. Why not?
Mm-hmm. The difficulty is 3.
Let's do wits, discipline.
Hey, there it is. Nice.
Oh.
Yeah. Eli, you were pulled from kind of your musing of wanting to peer into this individual's future, and you see the shadows overlapping the inside of the limo.
Hmm.
The tendrils that come from Wraith are sleeker, and have a bit more dexterity in their
Newer,
movements.
fresher, younger.
100%. And the aberration that comes off of Malenkov is a beast of itself. It undulates and convulses and vibrates as if it is barely contained within this vessel that is Malenkov. And you see various shapes of hands and claws and teeth and fang trying to grip and rend asunder the shadows that wrap around Wraith. But Wraith pulls back
Mhm.
very successfully. And everything around Malenkov seems to almost recoil as if in shock.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah. Good job. He says, "Good job, my boy." But y'all see Eli just like,
No, this is
Mhm.
enjoy.
Nope.
Yeah,
He's trying to
and
shrink into and become the seat.
yeah, and Malenkov does have a very satisfied smile, but his teeth are blackened and have bits of still meat
Mwah,
in them.
beautiful.
The fangs fully extended and jagged. as he smiles at you, Wraith. And that is where we will take our break.
I will return the smile.
Mhm.
Oh, awful.
I like how you guys just silently did just little like just a little arm wrestling contest. It was so good.
Mhm. Yeah.
I may not have beat him,
Yeah.
but I did stop him.
Mm-hmm. So
Here we
we're
go.
going to be on our break. Everyone hydrate, use the bathroom, get food, whatever you need to. But we will be right back with our monsters with these brand new La Sombra delegates.
Mhm.